Hey, what's up? I'm Shelby. This is Channel Notes and this video is on how to make a thumbnail. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to create 3 types of thumbnails. So there'll be this one and this one. They're all super easy to make and I'm using PicMonkey, which is a free online photo editor type thing that requires little to no skills. So without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. So the first thing that I'm doing is actually getting what I want my thumbnail to be. So I'm just opening up my video and going to a point that I want to screen cap. So a lot of people do this rather than taking pictures because it always turns out the right size and it's just easier. So I am opening it up to a point that I want to screen cap and then snipping it. So then I'm just heading over to PicMonkey and I'm hitting the edit button and opening the photo that I just screen capped. And the first thing that I want to do is resize it to the optimal thumbnail size, which is 1/280 times 720. So the first thumbnail that I'm making looks like this and it's so easy. The first thing that you want to do is go to the butterfly overlay button and then you want to load in a geometric rectangle and make it a little bit bigger so it takes up most of the thumbnail. So then on my little overlay tool, I'm going ahead and clicking the eyedropper tool and I'm finding a pink. God, all of my skin is literally a pink color. And then I'm going ahead and fading that out because I don't want it to be like a full rectangular block. I want to be able to sort of see the picture behind it. So then I'm going to the TT or the text tool and I am clicking on the add text button to get my thumbnail text. So everything that I want to do to adjust this text is in that little text tab that comes up. So I'm going ahead and I am changing the font and I'm changing the color and I'm also fading the text out a little bit just so that it's not so blocky. Something that you might also want to do if your picture isn't of the best quality, if you just want to go to the first tool, which is the basic edits, and then go down to exposure. That's where you can change all of your lighting and everything. So your brightness, highlights, shadows, contrast, everything like that. If you've used any Instagram editing apps, then you'll know exactly what these tools are all for. They're pretty self-explanatory, so you might want to play around with those before you save, and as well as sharpening. Since your image is going to be so small, it's always a good idea to sharpen it just a little bit more so that it's clearer. So that's genuinely all you have to do. It's so easy. Then you just want to hit the save button and I always save it as a JPEG because it's a photo. Then click save to my computer and you are sweet. So the next thumbnail that you want to make is this one, which includes 2 beautiful images of myself. So the first thing that you want to do is just go onto picmonkey.com and this time you want to click the design button. And that just brings up a blank canvas and you want to go to resize and resize it to that 1/280/720. So then go into the butterfly or overlays tool and you want to click on load your own up the top and you want to load in your first screen cap of your video. So once you've done that, load in another screen cap of your video and you want to resize these images so that they take up the whole height, if that makes sense. So to merge them together, we're going to that eraser in the overlay tab, changing the eraser size to be really big and the eraser hardness to be not so hard, so it's kind of a more blurry eraser. And I am just dragging that around all of the hard white background so that they can be merged together. So once I've got them in positions that I like, I'm going up the very top and there is a tool to combine all image elements. So if you've ever used Photoshop before, what this means is you're just merging all of the layers. So really quickly, I'm going to the basic edits and changing the exposure and highlights and everything like that till I'm happy with it, changing the sharpness so it's a little bit stronger and clearer. And then I am going into the overlays or the butterfly tool, going to geometric and getting up a rectangle again. And this is to create the border. So I'm going into color 1 and I'm color dropping for a nice pinky color. And then in color 2, I'm going ahead and selecting transparent. That way it's just an outline. And I'm making that a little bigger so it takes up the entire thumbnail and it looks like a border. So once I've dragged that out and I'm happy with it, I'm going into the circle overlay and I'm making that a little bit bigger. Going into color 2 and changing the color to a nice pinky color again and fading it out. Then just to add in my thumbnail text, I'm going to the TT or the text tool, typing in easy thumbnail tutorial. And once again, just with my text tab, I'm changing all of the little aspects of it. So I've changed the color to white, I've changed the actual font type, changed the size, everything like that until I'm happy with it. And I've faded it out a little bit as well so that it sort of blends in more. So now that I'm happy with it, I've gone ahead and hit that save button up the top and I'm just saving it as a JPEG again and going to save to my computer and I'm done. And that's it for the thumbnail tutorial. I hope that this helped. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my blog listed in the description down below and I will see you soon.